Again, as an entrepreneur, I'm in sales. When I go to a meeting, I'm all about the pain points. But when I come to a meeting with my teammates, I'm all about their pain points. How can I help you? What do you need help with? You're struggling with something, how can I help? I'm asking open-ended questions. That's how I get information out of them. That's how I understand what their needs are. And as the leader, I can then fulfill and serve those needs. I lost my grandmother back in February. That was a hard month for me. It was hard to work. It was hard to focus on work. She was like my second mom. Letting your teammates know that. And guess what happens? They start to ask you questions. When they were struggling, I asked them, hey, how can I help? When I'm struggling, guess what they did? How can we help you? How can we make your load lighter? Because you were vulnerable with them. You let them know, hey, I am struggling. I am deficient at this moment. And they were there to pick you up. Because that's what teammates do. That's what team members do.
The second thing is your attitude and self-control. You gotta be able to control your emotions. If you're working for another company and you act a little crazy, you get fired, you go to another company, that's cool. If you mess up your reputation as an entrepreneur, as a freelancer, it's on you. It's on you. You can't mess up your reputation because you lost self-control. So my rule of thumb for all of our entrepreneurs and freelancers to have that self-control is to separate yourself from the stimuli. I get crazy emails sometimes. And when it's your screenplay, when it's your video, when it's your passion project that you're working on, you may take that constructive criticism personally. Don't reply as soon as you get the email. Take a step back. Wait a day, wait a second, and then reply when you have a more level head, and that will keep you in business longer. Because as an entrepreneur, I was always the youngest person in the room, right? So I started my business when I was 20, 21 years old. I'm meeting with CEOs of companies. I'm meeting with mom and pops who have owned restaurants for 20, 30 years, longer than I've been alive. So if I want to go in there and be able to get their business, have them trust me with their business, you have to be able to talk as such, right? You have to be able to communicate and know how to understand them, have those critical thinking skills to be able to solve their problem. And that came from reading, right? So after I graduated college, I was 22. I read more books from age 22 to 24, about 50 or 60, than I had the other 22 years of my life previously. Right? I built a whole library pretty much by reading over 2 years, and it greatly improved all of that. The way I can speak, the way I can communicate, helps me now as a public speaker just because I was able to read all those books. Read books about business, read books about finance, read books about interpersonal skills. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner. I don't know if my marketing at the company is working unless I track it. Right? How can you know that you're getting better at your money if you're not tracking it? If you're not looking at your account, right? You could probably ask 10 people how much to the dime that they have in the checking account, maybe 2 of them can tell you, right? So being more attentive to your money, pay attention to it, right? You have to be intentional. If you're not in control of your money will then control you. It will control your circumstances, it will control your situation. The hardest part about entrepreneurship is just starting. I seen a meme, I wish I would have put it in here. I seen a meme that said entrepreneurship, it's like jumping off a cliff and building a parachute in the air. Because you won't know anything. Even if you take entrepreneurship in school, it doesn't teach you how to overcome obstacles that you're actually gonna face when you're in the business. That's the first part. Make sure you don't get analysis by paralysis. And it depends on the type of person you are. I'm not a planner, I'm more of a doer. So I went out there and said, hey, I'll start doing this and then I'll figure it out. We didn't have systems on how we were gonna do payroll at first. We went out there, we started making money, we started hiring people, and then I'll build the system. Because you can build a system and then it's inadequate for what you actually need. That makes sense? So for me personally, again, it depends on the type of person you are, but for me personally, I went out there and built it. I went out there and did it first and then built it to accommodate what I did, right? That's just for me though. It may not work for everybody. It's not where you come from, right? But you can come from money and not have any, you can come from no money and actually get some, right? So when it comes to business, it's not that, right? It's self-control, right? And the ability to manage emotions and delayed gratification, right? So delayed gratification is the ability to manage your emotions, to sacrifice in the present for something in the future. And I'm 29 right now, bills on auto pay, I want to buy a Porsche, but that's because when I was 18, 19, I was sacrificing some things, right? I wasn't cool, I wasn't going out, I wasn't doing this stuff, but hey, I can do it now, right? It's that ability to push out gratification. Everybody wants their gratification now, everybody want to feel good now, in the moment. Control those emotions, push it out, and you'll feel good.